What is server-side testing?
Server-side testing is almost exactly what it says on the tin to a degree. So if you think of traditional testing as a user landing on a page, manipulating that page to reflect the test that you're running to make the changes you want to make, and the user seeing those, server-side testing does that, but on the server side. We're asking the server to make those decisions, or to bring through the content, or to send through the content which is relevant for that particular user. So traditionally, you would think of server-side testing for more functional things, maybe different payment systems or an address lookup, for example, but much more functional things than maybe visual. However, yeah, it's exactly what it says in the tin. Web pages can be run and manipulated to show different sort of visuals. Server-side typically will give you the option to test the more functional areas.
Do I need a developer or an understanding of code for this?
In terms of implementation, no different to any of the testing that we offer. It works in the same way ultimately. It just uses a slightly different call to a different API than maybe we would have traditionally with some of our testing. It's exceptionally simple, really, in comparison to some of the tests that we run. So my kind of thing here is no more difficult or complex than anything else you would do within our platform.
Is server-side testing only used for functional changes?
I think more so recently we're seeing kind of a shift in how people are building websites. So the fact that it's changing means that we need to rely on server-side testing more and more. And the fact that we include it just means that our customers can just revert from the traditional testing over to server-side testing when they need to. So I would say, yes, we do traditionally look at it as a more functional testing tool. However, as I say, the way websites are starting to be built is definitely putting more of a reliance on kind of needing server-side testing, even for some of the more visual changes.
So should you use server-side testing all the time?
It's a good question. I think there's a good argument for having both options. So again, having the ability to run server-side tests opens up a whole new world of opportunity. However, there's always going to be value in running the simple tests that we run each and every day on kind of the front end, if you like. So you could argue both ways. Some people will argue that server-side testing is more robust and more efficient, but actually in other cases, it might be slightly more complex than using the WYSIWYG visual editor that we have. So you could argue it from both directions. All depends on what you want to do, what you want to achieve, and what technology you have.